Cancer, welcome back to the Renaissance Tarot. Welcome to your funny and your most favorite Armenian guy, where I serve and I slay. So dear Cancer, today I'm going to be doing your reading from December 1st to the 7th. And this is a general reading, so it may resonate with you and it may not. If this reading does resonate with you, feel free to tell me about it and talk to me in the comments. Now, dear Cancers, Cancerlicious, in this reading, I'm going to take a look at your recent past, present, and future. I'm going to clarify the main challenge and get some final advice for you. And I would like to extend my gratitude to each and every one of you for being here. Thank you so much. Okay, so your challenge, dear Cancer, is the Eight of Cups. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Swords, followed by the Fool and the Four of Cups. So dear Cancer, your challenge here has a lot to do with the Eight of Cups energy. And the Eight of Cups here typically talks about walking away from a situation, walking away from something. There is something here that you find yourself not being satisfied with. You could be choosing to disconnect from a situation, take a pause, take a hiatus. There is something here that within a specific situation, okay, it could be a purse, place, thing, job, whatever it might be. I feel like it's a relationship. Of course, those are love readings, but take it as it resonates. There is something here that you want to disconnect from, okay, because maybe you've been waiting for these or whatsoever. We're going to clarify this in a moment and we're going to see why this is your challenge. In the recent past, you have the Two of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. It looks like in the recent past, there was a lot of indecision. You might have dealt with somebody that was possibly on and off with you. Some of you were dealing with a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, fire sign, air sign, Gemini, Sagittarius, Leo. A lot of you were dealing with the person that was being on and off. One moment they were hot, one moment they were cold, one moment they were invested into the relationship, and then they were not. For a lot of you, you kept waiting for this situation to resolve. A lot of you could be dealing with somebody that's on the other side of the water or ocean, or you could be living in either somewhere where there is a lot of water, like East Coast, West Coast, or near you. Okay, so there's something very symbolic. We're going to clarify this shortly. In the present moment, you have the Judgment, the Five of Cups, and the Empress. So in the present moment, it's very much related to your challenge. A lot of you are doing this internal thinking. As a Cancer, you get very invested into relationships, especially for family. You're very devoted and dedicated. But I think that right now, the time has come for you to really realize that if something that you have been wanting, if you've been waiting for somebody to constantly, for them to change and to become a better version, if this person is taking their time or they're not getting back to you, the main thing here for you is going to be just focusing on yourself. Some of you maybe are a single parent or you think about becoming a parent. Okay, you may have children with this person, you don't have to. But with the Empress energy here, there is something about you learning in this loss, whatever situation here ended with somebody, to actually nurture yourself, to take care of yourself, okay? And there is a major decision that you are making in the present moment. We're going to clarify this shortly. In the near future, dear Cancer, you have the Three of Cups, the Hermit, and the Ten of Cups. In the near future, I feel like that somebody here is going to want to make an attempt to reconcile with you. There is a reconciliation attempt being made. However, for a lot of you, you're going to be wanting to disconnect and choose to kind of take it very slow, or maybe say that you don't want that. Okay, so because I see here you being very disappointed and hurt in the present moment. Do you want to have family in general? Yes. Do you want to have family with this specific person? I see that as well. But with the Hermit here, I think that, in generally in the original tarot deck, the Hermit is holding the lantern, like shedding light. So for a lot of you, I think that you're not going to rush into this reconciliation or getting back with this person. because of the history that you have had, because of them being on and off with you or being very indecisive in the past. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Swords, the Fool, right? And the Four of Cups. I feel like a lot of you, it's been just taking a long time for you and this person to have a brand new beginning. And you seem to be stressed out. Even if you were to have a brand new beginning, the Fool is the first card in Major Arcana. And even if you were to have a brand new beginning, dear Cancer, you still know that you might be very much stressed out. And you don't want to do that to yourself, okay? So this is something just to be wary of. Now let's get into your reading. And let's clarify everything for you. Wow. I guess the gym is doing its own thing. My hands are like, oh, I did like arms today and back. But you know, I'm not gonna stop the reading right here. We're just gonna keep it organic, demure like the foam that falls into the car. You know what I mean? Seven of Swords on the ground. You know there has been some dishonesty and stuff like that. It's not gonna flip. It's not gonna fly away from my hand. So let's get into your reading and clarify the challenge. Let's clarify the Eight of Cups for you. What is this situation about? It's a walking away situation. So the Eight of Cups is clarified by the Eight of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the High Priestess. You know that someone here is closed off to accept your love, and you are just recognizing that you might be, you know, kind of pouring your love and in the wrong place and wasting your time for now. Okay, whoever you are dealing with, there is a lot of unclarity. Unclarity, is that a word? You don't have enough clarity when it comes to this situation. Okay, with the Eight of Swords here, there is definitely something here about you just, you know, mentally feeling there is a blockage. There is something here that's blocking from this person accepting your love. This might be a spiritual connection with this person, and you have been trying to really understand, why did this person come into my life? Why is there such a spiritual connection between me and this person? Okay, with the Eight of Cups. And just because someone here is very closed off, or there has been this energetic blockage, I think what you are really realizing is that you're not going to try to force anything. Who are you offering your love to? You have tried to get back with this person, you have tried to offer your love to this person, but if they're not ready to accept that, and even more so to reciprocate that for you, then what you're gonna do, what you're gonna be focusing on is your independence. And maybe this is not what many people want to hear. I'm not here to tell people what they want to hear. I'm here to what they need to hear and what I'm seeing here. I don't feed delusions to people and, you know, tell them fairy tales. I feel like here you're energetically disconnecting, and this is not going to resonate with everyone, but respectfully, I just want to mention that. Because this person puts you through a lot. You've been through a lot with this person, okay? So you're already like very disappointed. You're like, I don't know if this is something that really I should hang on to or not. So let's talk about the recent past with the Two of Swords. I feel like you and this person had a lot of on and off moments, clarified by the Eight of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Lovers, and the Two of Cups. You know, with this person here, I feel like that you did try to invest a lot into this relationship, spiritual connection, the Lovers is there, right? But again, I am seeing here duality. I'm seeing here someone being back on and off with you constantly. You might have felt this is your twin flame, this is your soulmate. And a lot of times those journeys, according to your category, to what you really believe your journey was with this person, they can be very difficult. And they can be an amazing learning ground. But I think that in the recent past, a lot of you realized that someone here was being very indecisive and on and off. And maybe also, I feel like this person couldn't really see. By the way, it's 2:22 on the clock right now. 222. So, and that's about alignment, okay? So, and we're talking about the Two of Swords. This person, I don't think they were feeling that they were ready to get into alignment with you, okay? And for some of it, maybe you didn't feel like you were, you know, aligned with this person's visions and goals, and you were like, I don't think it's working really out all the way through. So the Eight of Pentacles is clarified by the Death, the Ten of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. Some of you are dealing with the Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. A situation here came to an end, okay? situation maybe came to an end, or maybe it was at the verge of coming to an end with the Ten of Cups, the King of Pentacles. The Death here is talking about a transformation. Something here stopped, something here paused, something became kind of very mundane between you and this person, okay? I feel like even though you try to invest all of your time, your resources, your generosity to your Cancer, you realize that it was not really going anywhere, okay? And we're going to clarify the Three of Wands. See, the Empress is at the bottom of the deck, the Six of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. You were constantly giving and investing yourself into this situation, okay? But you might have felt that you were either getting breadcrumbs or this person was not equally reciprocating. So let's clarify the Three of Wands for you in the recent past. The Three of Wands is clarified by the Four of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, and the Six of Cups. Might have dealt with the Libra also. You have the Justice at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so as I said earlier, you kept waiting for this person, right? Maybe there was some sort of a geographical distance that was existing between you and this person. Now, you were very much overwhelmed by the memories and the flashbacks with this person. Okay, a lot of memories made with this person, a lot of moments created with this person. You were still holding on to this situation and to this person. It was very difficult for you, dear Cancer, to let go of this person, okay? Constantly holding on to this. And the more you started thinking about the good old days, the time spent together, the more you were feeling very much stressed out about this situation, and it was causing a lot of anxiety for a lot of you, and maybe even sleepless nights. Okay, so, and you wanted to make something right here. I think the way that things ended between you and this person, it kind of felt like it was very unfair, okay? It ended on a very unfair ground. Legal matters could have been involved in this situation as well. Now, there is a major decision here, dear Cancer, that you are making with the Judgment. Okay, so the Judgment in the present moment is clarified by the Two of Pentacles, Six of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. First of all, a lot of you are choosing to disconnect because you are still healing from whatever happened between you and this person. And, you know, you as a Cancer, you can be very sensitive to energies. Okay, and that's a privilege, because a lot of people are not Cancer. A lot of people are just hee hee ha ha all over the place, you know. But if you're watching this, if you're an evolved Cancer, you know what I mean by that, okay? So for a lot of you are choosing to disconnect, maybe take a break from either social media, take a break from people, take a break from toxic people, toxic, trashy content, trashy tarot readings. You're trying to really focus on what can I do to actually, as a supplement, okay, to become the best version. How can I heal from this situation? Now, in the present moment, a lot of you are deciding to disconnect. Like I said, you might still kind of go back and forth in your mind. You may still, you know, think, what should I do? What is the best course of action? I think you are actually holding back from either like reaching out to this person or trying to force anything. And if any cross-watcher is going to be saying, well, you said that, you know, they're going to reach out to me, then this is not your reading, okay? The Cancer is not going to reach out, and you're a cross-watcher and you're watching for Cancer, your situation, use your discernment, please, okay? These readings are general. So in the present moment, dear Cancer, you are actually processing some sort of a pain here, some sort of a loss. It's been very challenging and very difficult with the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups in the present moment talks about realizing that something didn't work out. There is still an opportunity here, though, with the other cups that are still standing. But I think in the present moment, you are not necessarily wanting to focus on that much, but just to process to why did this situation end the way that it ended, and why did it just happen? So it's clarified by the Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. A lot of you are going back into your childhood and healing your inner child and your trauma as well. You might be someone that you're either a therapist, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so in the present moment, a lot of you are choosing to be this independent king and a queen. I know there is a lot of male Cancers watching. The reason why is because you know that if you were to go back with this person right now, possibilities and chances are very high that you may find yourself in this situation of being with the Nine of Wands energy again, okay? So feeling kind of hurt again. This is the reason why you have the Empress in the present moment. A lot of you are choosing to nurture yourself, take care of yourself, fill your cup first. In Armenian, we have a saying, we say, water your tree first before you water everybody else's tree. So the Empress is clarified by the Page of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Hierophant. You are choosing to commit to yourself. Okay, and you have the Eight of Cups here at the bottom of the deck, which is also your challenge. The reason why you're choosing to focus on yourself, and you know your manifestations are going to become stronger. You're someone that you're a manifester. You know how to manifest. Okay, so for a lot of you, you're choosing to commit to do what's best for you. There is a new offer. There is a new opportunity. Some of you are choosing to get a new job. Excuse me. I'm fasting, by the way, today. Okay, so a lot of you are choosing to either get a new job. A lot of you are choosing to commit yourself to something else, new hobby, new endeavor. Okay, because healing doesn't mean just like, locking up yourself in the room. You're a Cancer. You're someone that you're very creative, very spiritual. So in the present moment, you're making some sort of a big dream come true for yourself, and you're manifesting that. And a lot of times you are able to manifest, this is a general thing, faster and even more so focused, because your energy you call back to yourself. You're not focused on the external, you're not focused on other people. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing here. There is something here about culture, religion, spirituality, sexuality, that you are just doing some project in terms of about that. I don't know what that is, but that's what I'm picking up on. You're creating a project. So in the near future, what's going to end up happening? The Three of Cups, which is talking about, usually just talks about a reunion, a homecoming, because you're pulling your energy back to yourself. Basically, you're detaching, dear Cancer, and that's a very powerful thing to do. So the Three of Cups is clarified by the Chariot, which is your card, the Four of Swords, and the Judgment. One of my most favorite cards right here, dear Cancer, which is the Chariot. You're moving forward. And the moment you say, you know what, I'm detaching, I've done my healing, I'm good with the Four of Swords, right? Came back right again. So you're moving forward and you're healing. And what this is going to be doing, energetically speaking, also, it is going to make somebody realize something, okay, on a telepathic way, thought transmission in one way or another. Someone here is going to realize that you're moving on, okay? Even if it's that physical, even if it's that energetic. And when you pull your energy back to yourself, and there is the cord that goes from you to another person, they feel the resonance on your end. You have that effect because you raise your frequency and you raise your vibration. When this reconciliation hour comes in, I see here you with the Hermit. You're like shedding light. The Hermit is all about finding the truth, or someone that already knows the truth because they have done so much work within themselves, okay, been through the dark night of the soul. Now, the Hermit is clarified by the Two of Wands, the Temperance, and the Fool. A lot of you are still going to be like really in this place of wanting to understand if this person is truly meant to be part of your future. The reason why I'm saying that, if you're going to be wanting to find out if this person is going to be part of your future, is because you have the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands talks about the future, the globe in their hand, right? You know that there is a lot of healing that needs to be done with the Temperance in order for you and this person to have a brand new beginning. Temperance speaks about duality. It talks about alchemy. It talks about transmutation here, right? And one foot in the water, the other foot on the earth. That means being tapped into the spirituality in the water, okay, in the emotions, and also on the earth stability. So that's one of the things that you're going to be looking into when it comes to this person. Now, Ten of Cups here is in the near future. This is something that, it's like almost, I'm getting here, you're teaching this person a lesson, or you're setting the standards. You're not lowering the bar. So the Ten of Cups in the near future is clarified by the Empress, the Page of Wands, and the Knight of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so for a lot of you, whenever it happens, there might be an age difference, by the way, between you and this person. I do see here you just literally focusing on your own happiness. You are going to start creating that emotion and that feeling. What would it feel like if you, Cancer, were in a loving, committed relationship and family here, and you're going to get an offer? This could be even from a brand new person. Somebody else here could make an offer while your person is in this process of realizing that Cancer is not here anymore. Cancer's clacked out, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of you with the Empress here again are going to be heavily focusing on your self-care. on yourself, setting New Year's resolutions, setting new goals, wanting to become the absolute best version of yourself. And there is going to be some sort of a cooperation between you and someone else. And that is going to lead to working something out, okay? And you're wanting to completely close this cycle here, no longer being in this energy of the Nine of Swords, which means that, constantly worrying of how is it going to happen? Why did it happen? Like, you're closing up this cycle of worry and anxiety. Now, let's see what is the advice for you, dear Cancer. What do you need to know? Your readings always freak me out because they're so beautiful. First of all, at the bottom of the deck, you have the Lovers and you have the Queen of Cups, okay? So this talks about the fact that you're the Queen of Cups, King of Cups. Who do you offer your love to? Who do you give yourself to? Your advice here is the Magician, Five of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups again. You're manifesting a brand new beginning for yourself. You're manifesting your way out of this abandonment, of these wounds, of this loneliness, of this sadness, and the things that didn't work out in the past. And I know, I can feel that this is not the easiest decision to make. It's not the easiest journey to do, but you're choosing to disconnect and to walk away from something that's just been very debilitating. Even maybe some situations might have been detrimental to you. You're choosing your own peace. You're choosing to walk into your spiritual gifts, into what it is that you have been putting off for such a long time, because your focus was everybody else around you or other people. This is your biggest piece of advice. Whatever you are setting your intention to manifest here, you're first of all cleansing, changing your frequency, cleansing your aura, changing your thoughts, paying attention to what thoughts you're entertaining, dwelling onto the new story, and letting things to unfold accordingly for you and not lowering the bar. So dear Cancer, this is what I had for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that this reading helped, and I wish you have an amazing week ahead. I love you so much, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.